Okay. So, let's have this problem number 3. Okay. We will try to represent a single force muna para sa ating vector form. Okay? A ball is traveling on the direction shown with a speed of 5 feet per second. So, determine the rectangular representation of its velocity. So, meron siyang speed na 5 feet per second. Pero dahil meron tayong direction, so it becomes a velocity. Okay? Ngayon, for the representation, ganito gagawin natin, ano? Hindi kasi natin alam, wala tayong idea kung ano yung kanyang directional angles. Kasi ang kailangan nating malaman is components muna para maisulat natin siya into rectangular representation, no? Into, sabi natin Vxi plus Vyi, Vyj, and then Vzk. Okay? Ang problema sa diniscuss natin kanina, it's either alam natin yung component or alam dapat natin yung kanyang directional cosines. Pero dahil hindi, so we will having here what you call the position vector. Okay? I have the ideas, as I told kanina, okay? Dapat, ikukulong natin sa box. No? So, I'll try to put it in a box. Okay? And then, so, we'll try to have this one. Okay? Yun yung box niya. Okay? Yan. Kung nakita nyo yung box, and then, ito yung path ng ball. Okay? So, i-highlight ko lang yung path ng ball. Yun yung path. Okay? So, ito, lagyan na nga natin. Okay, para makita nyo. Okay, so ayan, parang ganyan na. Yan, okay, so you have there the path. So, ang gagawin natin, since it is a vector, alam natin kung nasaan yung simula. Okay. So, tawagin natin tong start. Ayan. Sa umpisa lang ha, pero susunod kahit hindi nyo na ilagay. And then, tatawagin natin tong end. Okay? So, you will be having here the start and then the end. Okay? Ngayon, titingnan natin kasi mahalaga dahil it is a parallelepiped. Okay? Dapat makuha natin yung distances. Okay? Mula sa start hanggang sa end due to the x, y, and then z. Paano yun? Okay, hanapin ko yung dimension ng parallelepiped na parallel dito sa aking x. Okay? So, ito. Okay? I will call it as my delta x. Ano? So, ayun. Yung distance na yon. Okay. Kasi siya yung side ng parallelepiped na parallel sa x. Ang dimension niya is around 20. Tama ba? Okay. Next. Sa y, eto. So, actually, this is the y, yung dimension na to. So, this is your delta y. Okay. And then, this one is your delta z. Okay? Or siya yung side na parallel dun sa z. Okay? Next. Kung meron akong delta y and then delta z, okay? So, itong part na to, I will have it, sabihin na natin tong start, meron niyang x sub 1, x sub 2, and, x sub 1, y sub 1, and then z sub 1. Okay? And then dito meron niyang x sub 1, x sub 2, y sub 2, z sub 2. Okay? So, in 3-dimensional, parang ganyan siya, no? Now, pwedeng ang gawin natin, okay, kukunin natin yung kanilang points. Okay? So, pinakamadaling paraan, kunin mo yung mga points. Assuming that this is my origin, okay, yung x ng start ko, ayan, medyo mahirap i-imagine, ano? Okay. Equal to 0. Bakit naging 0 yun, no? Teka, hanap ako ng isang box na ano, wait, wala ako ditong malapit na box. Ito. Okay, kung nakikita nyo to, okay, if you will be able to see this one, yan, okay, So, eto, kumbaga, eto yung aking pinaka-origin. Okay? Tapos, this is my x and y. Kumbaga, ano yung distance ng side na to? Ito kasi, okay, yung plane na yan, okay, ito na lang. Mahirap din pala. Hirap talaga kapag online. Okay. Yung plane na to, this is your y. Okay. I will call it as y and then z, no? Ayun, yz plane. Okay, so yung x coordinate niya is 0. So, ano yung distance niya doon? So, you have there, sorry, ito pala yung origin natin. Oops, my bad. Okay, so hindi yan yung origin mo. Okay, ito yung origin mo. So, yung distance down ng point A mula dun with respect to the x-axis, so that is 20. So, I will have it as negative 20. And then for the y, from this origin, papuntang pa ganon, and that is equal to positive, kasi pag ganon siya, along the positive, so you will be having here positive 23. And then for the z, pataas, hanggang makarating ka dun sa taas, so you have here positive 17. Okay, so you have here on the A. Okay, next, we'll go for the B. Ito yung B, the end, no? Origin yan. So, technically, 0, 0, and then 0. Uulitin ko, no? Mahalaga yung negative sign. Okay? So, kasi, located siya on the negative direction nung ating x. Okay? So, para makuha natin si delta x pala, ang gagawin natin, palaging ganito, no? So, delta x, palagi siyang end minus start. Palaging ganyan na, no? Okay? So, kumbaga kapag sa number line nung tayo elementary, di ba, palaging yung mas malayo minus mas malapit. O kaya, or that would become head minus tail. Okay. So, sa x, 0 minus, okay, negative 20. So, you have here positive 20. And that is your 20. And then for the delta y, so again, y sub 2, 0 minus 23. So, equals to negative 23. Okay? So, ayun siya. Kaya lang negative, no? So, ibig sabihin kasi ng negative, okay, yung bilis, okay, yung motion ng pinaka-ball natin is towards the negative y direction. Tama naman, no? Kasi pag ganun yung ball natin, okay, papunta doon, and then that is against the positive y-axis. So, tama lang na negative. Okay? So, we will be having here on the z, so we have 0 minus 17. So 0 minus 17. So you have your negative 17. So again, negative, ibig sabihin, pababa. Okay, tama naman. Hinagis niya pababa, ano? Okay, now, eto na yung ating position vector. Okay. So ang tawag natin doon sa position vector na we will call that as A to O. So position vector A, O. Okay? So you have here 20I minus 23J minus 17K. Again, ang tawag po natin dito is called the position vector. Okay? So, ginagamit natin si position vector para ma-represent natin siya. Or, para makagawa tayo ng unit vector. Okay? So, to have a unit vector. Okay? Yan. Since meron na tayong position vector, okay? So, pwede ko na ngayon kunin yung kanyang resultant ng position. Okay? So, kukunin ko yung resultant. Paano nga kinukuha yung resultant niyan? So, again, you will be having here the SRSS. So, you have 20 squared plus negative 23 squared plus negative 17 squared. Okay? So, you have there is the AO. Okay? So, now, it is now a scalar quantity, no? So, wala na akong bar sa taas. Okay? So, you will be having here square root of 20 squared plus negative 23 squared plus negative 17 squared. Okay? So, that's around 34.90. Okay? So, that is in feet. Okay? So, meron na akong AO. Now, paano ko ngayon makukuha yung horizontal component? Okay? So, sabi natin, para makuha natin siya, pwede na tayo ngayong maglagay ng unit vector. Okay? So, for the unit vector, okay. So, palaging yan to. Kasi meron akong position vector eh. So, lalagyan ko ngayon ng unit vector, no? So, I will have it unit vector A sub O. Okay, so paano kinukuha si unit vector A sub O? Yung aking position vector na AO, okay, i-divide ko yan nung aking pinaka-resultant. Okay, so ganyan lang yung unit vector A sub O. Okay, so palaging vector divided by its resultant. So, yun yung aking unit vector, no? So, yung aking position vector, that is around 20i. Okay, yun na, lalagay ko dun. So, 20i minus 23j minus 17k. Okay, and then I will divide it by the resultant. Okay, so, you will be having here 34.90. Okay, so now, I will now have the unit vector isa-isa. So, 20 divided by 34.9. So, tatlo. 3 decimal places tayo. So, 0.573 of I. And then, minus, kasi negative. So, 23 naman divided by 34.90. So, you have minus 0.659 of J. And the next, minus ulit, kasi minus siya. So, you have here 17 divided by 34.9. So, that is 0.487 of K. Okay? So, this is now the unit vector A sub O. Okay? So, sabi natin kanina, para ma-represent natin yung isang force, i-multiply lang na natin yan sa magnitude. So, ibig sabihin, yung velocity vector pala nito, it is just equal to lambda A sub O. Okay? And then, i-multiply ko siya ng aking velocity. In short, this one, it would become equal to 0.573 of I minus 0.659 of J and then minus 0.487 of K. And then, I will multiply it by the velocity. And that is, speed yun speed na to. So, this one is velocity. And then, this one is speed. Okay? Na 5 feet per second. So, i-multiply mo siya naman by 5. I-distribute ko lang. So, 5 times 0.573. And that's around 2.865 of I. And then, minus 5 times 0.487. So, you will be having here 2.435 of J. And then, minus 5 times 0.487. So, you have 0.659 pala yun. 5 times 0.659. So, that's around 3.295 of J. And then 5 times 0.487. And that's 2.435 of K. This is now the representation of your velocity in rectangular form. Okay? To check, okay, i-validate natin, dapat kapag kinuha natin yung SRSS nung tatlo, okay, again, this is the X component, this is the Y component, and this is the Z component. Okay? So, dapat, kapag kinuha natin niyang SRSS na Vx squared plus Vy squared plus Vz squared, of course, dapat ang lalabas dyan is yung ating resultant. Okay? So, let us check. 2.865 squared plus 3.295 squared. Ginawa ko ng positive kasi mag-aano naman yon, magpa-positive naman in squared. 2.435 squared. Okay? So, let us check. So, square root of 2.865 squared plus 3.295 squared plus 2.435 squared. So, you have here 4.999 or that's around 5 feet per second. So, validated. So, tama siya, no? So, that's how you represent a single force or a single vector into Cartesian or rectangular representation. Okay? So, sige. Copy muna.